The Minnesota Vikings have made a shocking move by signing Daniel Jones from the New York Giants. We're going to be talking about the real reason that they did this and what's going to happen now. We know we have Sam Darnold, now adding Daniel Jones along with JJ McCarthy. The Vikings have a lot to think about, and we're going to be breaking this down here in this video. Now, before we get into all of the news here, we know that 96% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're looking for a spot to get all of your Minnesota Vikings news, you're in the right spot. Hit the sub button. Join us here on the channel. We're covering everything Minnesota Vikings. But without any further ado, we have some massive news, and very unexpected news at that. Daniel Jones is now a Minnesota Viking, and I gotta say, I really didn't expect this, although I did not doubt that it would happen. We saw that Daniel Jones immediately went to the waivers. A lot of people were going to, wait for him to go through, see if they can claim him, add him to the practice squad for well less than $1 million, and ultimately the Vikings were the one to do that. Now, here is the initial tweet here from around the NFL. Breaking: Daniel Jones was signed with the Vikings practice squad after his release from the New York Giants, per Ian Rappaport, Tom Pelissero, and Cameron Wolfe. The fact that this came out this morning, a lot of people really questioning the idea, was definitely something that a lot of Vikings fans are going to think about, especially why we did this. Now, there are many, many reasons, and I think one big hidden reason that not a lot of people are thinking about and talking about, and I will get into that here in a moment, but we have quite a few tweets to go through as well, and I want to go through this one first from the Vikings fan page. Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell's relationship with Daniel Jones played a big part on his decision to sign with Minnesota, per Schultz report. O'Connell and Jones started their bond during Jones' pre-draft process back in 2019. Goes to show you the type of person KOC really is. And of course, that is back when he was with the Rams. But we know that being able to build relationships during the draft in times like these where you're not yet on a team really sticks with players. Especially Daniel Jones, who we saw struggle in his career with the Giants. Ultimately, not really having much success and leading to his release after signing a massive contract. And it's no surprise that Daniel Jones has been quite bad this year. I think there's no doubt in that. 10 games, 8 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, but an abysmal 46.3 quarterback rating. And that is just something that is not good. That's an abysmal stat for even having Malik Neighbors, even having quite a few other receivers, running backs, James Cook, that give you options to be able to really do anything with the ball. And we know the Giants overall as a team are not great, but Daniel Jones needs to be the leader on that team, and he ultimately wasn't leading to his release. Now, that leads us with Sam Darnold at the helm of this team right now, heading with Daniel Jones still in the practice squad, yet he can still sign with another team, given for 3 weeks until the Vikings do or do not give him a contract. But the fact that we've seen that tweet there, the relationship he's had with Kevin O'Connell, I think is a big factor as well as to why he's probably going to stick out with the Vikings, at least for this season. Now, going on to another big topic here and a big point as to why this signing, Ian Rappaport says this was an easy decision for the Vikings, just a practice squad spot, so it costs them nothing. They only have one quarterback under contract for 2025. That is the big thing here, that one quarterback being JJ McCarthy, still being injured, still having that knee surgery, went into a second one not too long ago, and goes on to say still, so perhaps works out not only for the future, but it doesn't rule out a Sam Darnold return, just insurance. And that's another part here, is that with the way Sam Darnold's been playing, the way that he's been performing, he has certainly earned himself another big contract in the NFL. No massive numbers like what Daniel Jones, Patrick Mahomes, any of those numbers, but he's earned himself a spot on a team that can really get to the point they're looking for, getting to the playoffs. Teams can rely on Sam Darnold now, especially with what we've been able to see with the Vikings, what we've been able to see under Kevin O'Connell and Wes Phillips. Those two have really built Sam Darnold into what he was supposed to be with the Giants and that number 3 overall pick. And that's why I think this is another very good move, and a very big move that needs to be considered as something for the future as well. We were here for JJ McCarthy. There's no doubt about that. We wouldn't have wasted the pick on him that we did in the first round there last draft, but we have to take into consideration his health. We don't want to rush him into an NFL spot if he was not ready, let alone if he's still injured. And that's why I think even if Sam Darnold's price goes a bit higher than the Vikings would like in free agency, if they don't end up re-signing him, Daniel Jones, along with the work of Kevin O'Connell and Wes Phillips, I think is going to completely change his career path. And that's what we've seen with Sam Darnold, and I have no doubt in my mind that's what we can see with Daniel Jones. And even with the whole past of the Giants, we've seen Sam Darnold's past as well with multiple teams in the Panthers and the Jets. And like we saw no success there whatsoever. A bit last season with the 49ers, and ultimately coming into a role unexpectedly to start this season. He has done absolutely incredible, leading to a lot of teams going to be requesting his services heading into next season. Looking at what Tom Pelissero here had to add to that, the Vikings have not only added only have one quarterback under 2025 under contract. This gives the team and Jones a chance to work together over the remainder of the season while keeping all options open, including re-signing Sam Darnold. J.J. McCarthy's recovery remains on schedule. So, on schedule still means he's going to be supposed to be ready ahead of next season, ahead and get ready for full play, full action at the beginning of next season, but still, we saw one issue with it so far, having to go back into surgery once again. Who says that doesn't happen again? And that's the big point of concern I think the Vikings have, and I think that's why the insurance is such a big hope for this team. And I think that's why there's not really any problem having Daniel Jones on this roster. And still, practice squad doesn't mean he's not going to reach the regular team at some point, the 53-man roster, and ultimately potentially get into a game. We still don't know that. Nick Mullins has been reliable for the few passes he's had where Sam Darnold has had to come out, but with Sam Darnold's stats this year, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that he is going to be with a team next year as a starting role. Now, whether it's that the Vikings, whether that's another team, I would not hate to see it as the Vikings. The only thing that we have to consider once again is that if J.J. McCarthy is ready, we can't have him sitting behind Sam Darnold. While Sam Darnold still plays excellent, is under, well, what would be under a big contract and whatnot, it would just lead to quite a few issues in the locker room based on the playing time. Not anything, between the players or whatnot, but we want to see J.J. McCarthy, and if he's ready, we need to see the quarterback of the future. Now, we've seen opportunities like this where Jordan Love comes in, sits behind Aaron Rodgers for quite some time, and Vikings fans are very familiar with that. Now, we see how good Jordan Love is now. Is that going to happen with J.J. McCarthy? I can't say for sure. Aaron Rodgers, I hate to say it, but is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL all time, and is Sam Darnold that guy? No, but sitting behind a veteran like Sam Darnold, who's had that NFL presence, the issues in the NFL, a big comeback in his career, that certainly gives a big momentum boost, a big experience boost to a guy like J.J. McCarthy, who still has yet to be really involved in any NFL activity other than the preseason, the 2 or 3 games. I can't recall how many he played in the preseason. And even that, it's still a matter of time until we see what happens with Daniel Jones, what happens with Sam Darnold. But even if we do end up having Sam Darnold as, the 1 next year, or whether it's Daniel Jones as the 2 next year, J.J. McCarthy as the 1, J.J. McCarthy as the 2, this just gives the Vikings another major opportunity, and Kevin O'Connell is so excited about this. No doubt, after sitting behind Tom Brady himself, he knows exactly what to do with these guys, and I trust them fully to make their decision and go work with what they have, especially with Daniel Jones as well. And one final screenshot here before we finish this video off comes from Adam Schefter. It says, contract update. Daniel Jones is signing a 1-year deal with the Vikings for the remainder of the season for $375,000. And that is absolutely nothing for the Vikings, which is another big bonus. And he will start in the Vikings practice squad. Jones still could sign with another team if another starting quarterback went down in the next 3 weeks. And Jones is still scheduled to become a free agent after this season. So that's a big contract update for what we have with him. Doesn't mean that Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones are going to be on the team next year. Doesn't mean they're both going to be off the team next year. It just gives the Vikings another major opportunity. So let me know what you think about all of this whole Daniel Jones situation. A lot of people are kind of thinking about it. I didn't really know, but I don't hate the idea, especially where he starts in the practice squad coming in with Kevin O'Connell. And if it was any other coach other than Kevin O'Connell, I'd be a bit hesitant, but I trust Kevin O'Connell with every quarterback situation in this locker room. So let me know what you think. Do you agree? What do you think about the signing? And what do you think we're going to have to see next season with this? But that's all I got in this video. If you did enjoy, give it a like, hit the sub button as well. But I'm signing out. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.